Hi guys, welcome to Lungfish 25 Chess, and this is Messiah's Corner, and I am Messiah, and we will be looking through in this segment a lot of games, chess content, chess related ideas, and all about chess, all about chess. Yeah, today I have a game of mine that I played, I believe in 2019 in Botswana. My opponent was 1800 FIDE, and I was at the time maybe, oh where I am actually right now, 1940, 1950 FIDE. And yeah, this is one of my most interesting, my one of my wildest games. And so yeah, let's take a look. I started with e4 as always. My opponent played e6 and then d4, d5. We have French, knight d2. We have the Tarrasch variation of the French. And off the gate, my opponent did something very weird. g6. Yeah, I still find this quite a bit odd. It was the first time I had ever seen it. It's quite solid in many ways, just because the structure is so hard to break into, but it's a very odd move. Doesn't really follow opening principle. You want to be developing a piece, probably. And also, it's very weird to play e6 and g6 in combination for white e3 and g3, because those moves you play to move out the bishop. And you could play both, you're kind of giving the bishop two ways, which you might think sounds good, but generally is not, because if the bishop goes this way, then these squares are weak, and vice versa this way, these squares are weak. So yeah, bit odd move, but okay. I just continued my development. Bishop g7, bishop d3, keep developing. 97, castles, castles. And yeah, first moment. So I felt that this g6 was weird, and I wanted to punish it, which is in a way one of my strengths and weaknesses as a player. I'm always trying to be really critical, particularly in the opening, trying to find sort of the sharpest way to go about things. And here I thought the correct way was h4. Yeah, after analyzing this game quite a bit, I figured maybe just a normal move like rook e1 or c3 is fine, and the weaknesses of black's unorthodox position will show a bit later on. But yeah, I went for h4, thinking, yeah, I should try and break down the structure, and that something should come out of that. Alrighty, so pawn takes e4, knight takes, and knight f5. Again, very odd. Black's king side is queen side, sorry, is not developed at the moment, and yeah, black is already trying to hunt for pawns. Um, yeah, first time I've seen sort of this sort of setup for black in such a situation. Was very odd again, but okay, cool. I played c3, h4 being poison here, obviously, because takes. Queen here, bishop here, this here, and this here, and queen is trapped. So that couldn't happen. So the pawn is poisoned, you can't take it. And he played f6, which I thought also was a really weird move. I thought it was much better to try and develop, or at least prepare with b6 to develop the bishop, maybe, or try and put the bishop there, the knight there, knight there, sorry. And yeah, this felt very weird, and all these squares are looking kind of suspicious. But again, yeah, the beauty of chess and the pain of it is that you don't only have to play good principal moves, but that you also have to punish your opponent's unprincipled moves. And punishing bad moves is, poof, yeah. If you're a chess player, you know. So h5, I thought, yeah, I can start trying to eat at this pawn structure. This is the reason I played h4. G5, and G5, I thought, yeah, that weakens a lot of these light squares around the king. And it's also, again, not a developing move. Black is really behind on their development. And yeah, looking at this, they should sort of be punished somehow. The question is just how. I decided to go for rook e1. Yeah, b6. Black plays again, not developing. Maybe trying to open this up for the bishop, but yeah, pawn in e6 is kind of soft. Again, also the move has some utility, stops knight c5, but very, very odd setup by black, and it looks so unsound, so punishable, and yet It's not too easy to come up with a plan. I believe the engine is looking for more quiet approaches, maybe B3 here, maybe C4 at some point, etc., etc. But being the sharp player, I tried looking for ideas and tactics around this king side, just because I felt it was so weak. So Queen E2 is what I played, and yeah, I played H6. And I'd already been calculating this a bit before. The sacks on G5, and I felt, okay, this is about the right time. Just one preparatory move, G5, G4, chasing the knight away, knight back. And then now, yeah, it was pretty much time for my idea. And here I calculated really what happened in the game. So takes, queen here, threatening this check and a lot of problems afterwards. Black actually has to take this to distract the queen because the queen can't go there now. The king will just move away, and I don't get any material back for what I've sacrificed. So the queen is distracted, and then he played this developing, and I went back to e4. So, interestingly enough, here, instead of taking this pawn, um, oh, sorry, yeah, instead of queen e4, I should have just taken this pawn. And after takes, then I go for my idea of queen e4. And the engine thinks this is much better. Black can't distract me here. And there's actually h6 in a lot of lines. Whereas in this line, after queen, I do not have h6 to bother this bishop. So yeah, that was an interesting thing to find out after the game that I actually have to sack both pieces to prevent black from giving me material bulk, which is very odd. And yeah, the engine thought this was quite interesting, and this is coming next, and very dangerous position for black. So queen e4, rook takes, knight here, also defending the rook here, queen e4, knight d5, and black is planning perhaps bishop b7 and then try to move the queen and then consolidate. And so I had to take a moment here and think quite deeply about how I could stop black from consolidating. Um, my move that I ended up picking, I don't think it's the engine's first choice. I think at a very deep depth, c4 might have been the move that the engine wants to go for, but it was quite complicated. I believe it was c4, knight e2, check. This moves here, check. This takes here, something like this. And my queen is kind of trapped here, but apparently I'm winning after trying to get my bishop on this diagonal. I don't remember, but it was very odd and very hard for me to play. Um, I ended up going for a move I thought really made a lot of sense and a move I still really like. I'm really happy that this was a move I found, B3. And this move is really nice because what I had calculated was queen h7 check. There were a lot of problems with going to f2, least of which is I can just check again either with my queen or my bishop on the square. And so really it made a lot of sense for black to go there. And thinking in reverse, we can see that actually then the bishop is quite strong on this a3 square on this diagonal. It's not doing much here. F5 was also F4, sorry, was also another move I could try, but looked very risky and very unstable. But yeah, B3. Went for B3. And also this highlights like the weakness in a way I highlighted earlier. If the bishop goes this way, then it's not here to cover this diagonal. But then again, if the bishop was here, then these squares in front of the king would be weak. So something to be careful of, moving e6 and v6 at the same time. And of course, if the pawn is back on e, then this is not a problem. That's why you don't necessarily want to move both. But of course, chess and its exceptions. So yeah, bishop d7 here. He decides to develop. Also, if I do this, yeah, that's protected. Now, bishop h7, check the plan. There wasn't really anything better, I believe. And also, let's threat is this, after which I have no attack. and I am in danger, big trouble. It has material, and I have yeah nothing to show for it in that situation. So h7, queen h7 check, king f8, bishop a3 check. And again, that's why we played b3. Knight c to e7, and here again I went for a bit of a thing. Now I was getting really down on time. To get here, me and my opponent burned our time a lot, from 1 hour 30 to on maybe move 20, like 10 minutes each, plus minus. We burnt a lot of time and we calculated a lot of tactics. What I'm showing you here is, in a way, half, even maybe a quarter or a tenth of what I calculated in the game. So yeah, here, rookie three. Point being, if black takes, then I get to open up the F file. And it just so happens that black is actually just lost there because there's no reliable way for black to try and close up this F file. So obviously did not take. Black decided here, king of 7, moving out of this pin. And then here I played rook f3, check. Asking for knight f4, expected. And then I played rook e1. Here, black made what was the decisive mistake in the game. Although, yeah, already here it's not so easy for black to play. Probably black's best move is actually to try and trade queens somehow. Um, yeah, that's definitely what I would go for. I've forgotten what the engine says, but even after some sort of try for a queen trade this year, and the game remains complicated. Obviously, this year doesn't win because check here, and that's pinned, so no chance. So yeah, here black played bishop to c6, allowing the opportunity which I went for in the game. I'll give you a moment to try and find it. You can pause the video here, and I'll give you 5 seconds. All right, I hope you found it. Actually, there's a couple of ways you can go about it. I believe maybe there's like three ways where the engine says, yeah, it's just completely winning, but this is the one that's most winning. Rook to e6, very strong. And yeah, this is fireworks on the board. And my opponent went for bishop takes f3. Yeah, and this is sort of where yeah, I was overthinking a lot. I should have just taken here with check. I decided bishop takes was better for some reason. Again, in retrospect, I don't even know why. But yeah, I decided bishop takes is better. Although, yeah, rook takes just forces the queens off and I win. But yeah, queen here went. Check on 5. Only one square for the king to go, really, there. Now my rook is under attack. I decided first to include the check on d5, and after c to bring a threatening checkmate by discovery this way. My opponent played queen f7, and I remember panicking here a little bit just because my plan was to check here, and then I thought, oh wait, after I check there, my opponent can kind of move out of the way. Then I can show this, takes this, and I'd be stuck in this position where now my opponent gets this back, and I'm down suddenly, and I am losing. Am I though? Maybe not. Yeah, actually, I'm winning probably. What was I scared of here? I was scared of something in relation to this. But this line that I just showed looks really good. So I wonder. Yeah, in any case, yeah. After a moment of thinking, I just realized that bishop h6 is kind of like, yeah, just over. The king either has to let go of the queen, or you have to sacrifice the queen to try and stop this, and my opponent resigned.